Hey guys, I want to welcome y'all to the show. Y'all tuned in with Billionaire Charlie, and today we're going to talk about real estate. And I wanted to talk to people. There's a lot of great tips and things that I'm about to show y'all in this great video. Y'all need to stay tuned through the whole video. We got a lot of clips of homes, different videos, just letting y'all see the money that's involved and the investment that you put into these homes to make a flip. It's all about bettering your life and being able to do these things the right and proper way. And I'm going to guide you and take you on this mission and this journey to be able to put you in position to understand the real estate market. Today it's going to be a great and blessed one for y'all. I want y'all to go to my description box. I got some amazing programs and guides that's going to align y'all to getting and purchasing the homes that y'all need to flip and to make some extra money on. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. I really thank y'all for coming in and supporting me. But today's show is going to be unbelievable. Lots of information for you to digest. And it's all about putting food on the table for your family. Putting food on the table for everybody to be able to eat by your great and amazing investments. Today we're going to go on a class and we're going to learn today. So put your headphones on or look at your phone or look at your TV and let's learn all the techniques and tricks about this real estate market. And I thank y'all for tuning in to Billionaire Charlie. This is going to be a great day.
Which will tie into what we're going to get into later. But basically your background and what your first investment was like to how many you have now and how many deals you've done with Robert.
So I was super confused out of university. I barely got, to school. My parents never graduated from college. So, I got there through sports. And when I first got out, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I ended up, while I was a senior in college, managing an apartment building. Mm-hmm. And, the guy's like, hey, free rent. I go in, you know what I mean? So literally that's how I started. So wow. I got on site and I was managing. I didn't know what I was doing, but I grew up doing a lot of construction. So I knew how to fix stuff. And I also knew that people needed to pay rent. And if they didn't, they, they needed to be out. So property management is not that difficult, but there's a lot to it. And so that was my very first experience around real estate. And so from there, I was managing a 60-unit building, and I remember like about 2 months into it, the owner drives up in his new Mercedes, and he comes in, really awesome guy. And he's like, hey, thank you for increasing the occupancy and cleaning this place up. And, and I already knew how much money I had, increased for him. And I just really was like, wow, well, I'm on the wrong side of the desk here, how do I get on that side? Seriously, I had no clue. Mm-hmm. I was about ready to graduate. And so I got my real estate license, went to work for a company in Seattle, which is where I'm from, and worked for them for 10 years and learned. I managed about 20,000 apartments up and down the western United States after I got my real estate license, and that was an incredible experience. And so at some point, I just decided, okay, I need to start owning these, right? Mm-hmm. And so I started small, like I think a lot of people should. I started with a single home, and then duplex, fourplex, 8 units. Now we have about 10,000 apartments. Valued at right around $1 billion. Wow. So it's just been crazy. 250 employees. We build them, we buy them, we renovate them. We have our own property management company. So it's been quite a journey. It's been awesome. It's been a great industry for me. I've been living passive income my whole life. Yeah. And so when I met Robert and Kim, I was raising money. And, as you do, you quickly run out. As you can only save so much and invest. And so I was looking for investors, and somebody introduced me to them, and Robert was super clear that property management was super important, and most investors don't believe that. So we completely aligned there because that was my background. And second, passive income, cash flow, as opposed to capital gains. And I tell you what, we just became lifelong friends after that. 20 years ago. They've been investing with us we have thousands of investors now. They've been investing with us for 20 years, and it's been awesome. And that's how I got involved with Rich Dad.
Yeah, and then that's one thing I love is the fact that you said you went from going to that side of the desk of just managing the properties to now, investing your own, finding partners, raising capital. And so that's when you can see it can be done.
Yeah, I tell you, it's super scary along the way every time. I mean, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And to be able to put yourself out there and ask questions and, try to find mentors and things, that's all how I did it. I did it super organic. The internet wasn't around at that time, and, you just got to ask.
Yeah. And then how many units do you have right now?
I think we're around 7,000 now.
Wow.
We were at 10 about a year ago. I sold about $350 million worth of stuff in the last 12 months.
That's awesome. And I know Robert and Kim always give you the credit to their success in real estate because they basically don't even look at the deals and you just help them find them, and they're able to give you the money so that it's not taxed and reinvest their capital gains, and you help facilitate that.
Yeah,
so awesome.
It's really, it didn't start that way. I mean, they were super diligent, before. When we first got together, they were going to the properties with me, understanding the numbers, and but then, after a couple of years, then you kind of build this trust in this relationship. But, in the beginning, they were very diligent on, and I think that's what happens a lot of times is people throw their money around, and they can get burned.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that you sold a couple units of your units. Why? Is there a specific reason why you did that?
So real estate is a timing thing. So, you have to get everything set up. So what I mean by that is you have to have your capital together, your debt, your equity, your property management, and all those kinds of things set up. But then you don't want to buy just like anything when things are high, So, you buy low, sell high. Exactly right. So, I bought a lot of stuff in, 06 to about, 2012.
Perfect.
And, and we paid, great prices for all that stuff. And I don't know if we're at the top, but it's close enough for me. And we've made enough on our properties that we decided to, take some chips off the table, if you will. And as my buddy said, it's like, you never go broke by making a profit. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, some people really try to time things. Nothing wrong with that. But, we're the signs to me look like the cycle might be peaking. And so we just decided to sell.
Yeah.
Kept our golden goose, kept the rest.
And so I'm glad you touched on that because I know market trends can be important. And so that kind of jumps into a question that I was going to ask later, but my issue with kind of timing things is, for example, we are always waiting for a crash to happen, right? A lot of millennials are like, when is the next crash going to happen? And we've been constantly hearing this year, by the end of this year. and it never comes. So it's like, I know personally, I don't want that to stop me, but then what do I do if it's a seller's market?
The question, right? Like, I get that question. It's the right question, first of all. It absolutely is the right question. So they're on to something. The reason they're asking that question, your generation, my kids' generation, all my employees, 2/3 of the workforce today are millennials. I get it. It's because they've never seen one.
Yeah.
Well, they were too young, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there has been one, but you look at the last crash, it was 12 years ago, right? So, I mean, nobody was really investing then. So, there are still deals to be had. Trust me, we're still doing stuff. They're a lot harder to find. You have to be a lot more experienced to know what to look for. But the right time to buy is definitely after a crash. You want to, when there's blood in the water. The problem with that time frame, though, I will let you know, is everybody's freaking out. So the banks are freaking out, and everybody's freaking out. So there's no money. Even investors. So why would you buy now? So it's the opposite. Everybody's waiting for a crash. But trust me, I bought during crashes, and there's not a lot of money flowing around. People are like, "Ooh, I'm going to hold what I got," and, kind of live through this. So, there's psychological barriers on both ends, right? On when it's high and when it's low.
Yeah. And so for me personally, I know that this is a barrier for me because I remember last year I mentioned to you that I did want to start investing and I found the property and everything was right, but it's scary because to think that I might put money onto this property and then what if next year there's a crash? So you mentioned about finding the resources and things like that. How do I get educated so that doesn't happen to me?
Well, I think you got to take a look at what a crash does, first of all. So what happens during a crash? People move to rentals.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened in the last one. So that's a good thing if you're buying rentals. But if you're buying them too high, it's not a good thing, right? So I met with a guy yesterday. He's from Mexico, and they're doing a bunch of stuff in Argentina and Spain, and they bought some property in Old Town, Scottsdale.
Wow. Oh,
he paid $3 million an acre. I was like, oh my gosh! And I started putting the math together, and I said, dude, you're not going to make any money. Like your rents have to be over $3,000 a month, and that's just not what the market supports. And so it's math. All of it's math. The land plus the buildings plus the rent. You know what I mean? And so if you understand, you have experience, and you can kind of ask those questions, it all starts to make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It really does. And so there are tons of good deals out there. I personally think it's the most exciting time for millennials to start businesses. And so while it's great to have investment properties and all those kinds of things, it is a timing thing. And but there's no time better to start businesses.
Yeah.
You can do it on your phone with an app, and I mean, you can be anywhere you want. You can be in Thailand and run a company in the U.S. It's awesome time. You guys are really coming up through an incredible time.
Yeah, we have a lot of opportunities, and I'm really thankful because some people say it might be harder for us, which there's debates to justify both, but I really do think it's an incredible time, especially because we have resources if we do want to invest, as opposed to back then where there was barely any of this knowledge. And that's why I also love your book, because it's my favorite book by far, because it really is the ABCs of real estate investing, and it makes it very simple. And so I kind of want for viewers, maybe if they haven't read any of these books, what's the first thing that someone should look for when they're investing in a property?
Well, yeah. So what I think a lot of times what happens with people is they invest in a house or a property or land or something like that, and they don't really understand the bigger picture. So, and I'll just give you a bunch of examples. So the market is much more important than a property, the market itself. So right now, Phoenix, Arizona is on fire, right? It's growing like crazy. There's people moving here. There's cranes in the air and all that kind of stuff. The reason that's happening is because we had over 300,000 people move to the state of Arizona last year.
Wow.
That's the reason, period.
Yeah.
Okay, so that created demand on everything. It created demand on housing. If you're buying, it created demand on the buy side. If you're renting, it created demand on the rent side. If you're buying a car, it created, it doesn't really matter. So you just got to look at population trends and demographics, right? So, and conversely, you can go to another city that, people are exiting, right? And this information's everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, U-Haul does a great deal on this. How many U-Hauls are leaving and how many U-Hauls are coming, and that's out on the internet. So there's all this great information of people turning in driver's licenses, getting new ones, all these demographics that you can actually see. So, you wouldn't want to invest in like Detroit, right? Because right now that they're having, all the jobs moved away from there, and you know what I mean? And the Midwest is also not very vibrant, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You want to go, as Wayne Gretzky says, you want to go to where the puck's going, not where it is, right? So you want to kind of, so I think the market trends are the most important, and population trends, employment trends.
And when you're searching in this market, would you say it's best to maybe do it on my own since it's my first time, or hire someone? Because I know that, for example, when you had your first property, you already had the knowledge of property management, and you had your real estate license. And so, for example, I just finished my real estate course, and I just want to
congrats.
know. Yeah, I'm excited. But where do you find this knowledge, and should you hire someone?
You don't need anybody. No. Realtors are generally idiots. I'm telling you, it's just the truth. they're working for tips and they just get listings, and that's what they're focused on a lot of times. Now, I've met some really, really smart ones, but generally they're just taking people's listings and putting them up on the internet. So
Wow, amazing information. I got another video right here that's going to break down some great real estate market, some great property. Home run every time.
Checking out this 10-unit property. We're out here in Atlanta, Georgia. 10 units, complete rehab. Purchase price $270. This is an awesome deal. See next door. The complex, good condition, pretty good deal. Flipper named Jay here again. Property number 2, multi-family. Tell them a little bit more about this house.
So with this particular unit, we're still in the Pittsburgh area. It's a multi-family. As you know, as an investor, if you want to buy a multi-family, you also buy the air rights. So right now it's a duplex. This would be an amazing property to actually go up and make it a quad. This property currently right now is listed for $94,000. It has one tenant in it that's currently paying $650. The other unit is vacant. To bring it back to life, it's going to take you about $35,000 to $40,000. After repair value, again, we'll be in that $400,000 area. Unless we make it a quad, then we're looking at it somewhere in the $600,000 range. Amazing buy.
Grand slam again. Checking out this 100-unit complex down in Atlanta, Georgia. Layouts, townhouse layout. Pretty awesome deal. A lot of opportunity down in Atlanta. You want to learn more? Come to a real estate seminar. Gonna be down here, Georgia Tech, Saturday, April 27th. Atlanta, we're here. We're already checking out properties, getting ready for the seminar tomorrow. I'm here with Nicole, the realtor. Nicole, what is so special about this property? What's the purchase price? And tell them a little bit about the area.
This is an amazing property to buy for 2 reasons. We're right up the street from what they're developing here in the Pittsburgh area. If you're an investor, you're in Atlanta, you already know about the Pittsburgh area. But this property is $94,000. It's already zoned to be a multi-family unit. All of the multi-family units over here that are already rehabbed, ready to go, the active repair value is over $400,000. So this is an amazing property for you to come in and rehab. So,
Grand slam.
boom.
That's it. Atlanta, we're here. We're already checking out properties, getting ready for the seminar tomorrow. I'm here with Nicole, the realtor. Nicole, what is so special about this property? What's the purchase price? And tell them a little bit about the area.
This is an amazing property to buy for 2 reasons. We're right up the street from what they're developing here in the Pittsburgh area. If you're an investor, you're in Atlanta, you already know about the Pittsburgh area. But this property is $94,000. It's already zoned to be a multifamily unit. All of the multifamily units over here that are already rehab, ready to go, the active repair value is over $400,000. So this is an amazing property for you to come in and rehab. So
Grand slam.
boom.
That's it.
I have hijacked and kidnapped DJ Envy. Don't worry, he'll be back, but I'm with my man Caesar right now. I said, Caesar, you got to show me the gold mines that surround me. So I grew up here. We're on Martin Luther King. We're right in Adamsville. I grew up in these apartments doing some things that should have got my ass locked up forever, but now I'm here today learning how to invest. So Caesar, what we got?
Got a 28-unit building.
28-unit building.
Looks like a home run to me. 28 two bedrooms, townhouse style.
Yup.
We see opportunity down here.
See opportunity.
That's all we see.
And we're not going to pay a lot of money for it.
Oh, no, that's key. Under market value.
That's what I'm learning from him. Guys like Kenny, shout out, appreciate y'all. And I'm about to go ride around, look at some more shit. Yeah.
What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
Listen, Jay.
Alright, we got Fernando here. He's the camera guy today. Now we're looking at this property in Atlanta. Now this property is going for what?
180.
180. You seen the property? I'm gonna show you pictures of outside as well. 5 bedrooms, how many baths?
4.
Now, how much do you think this house needs?
Well, we still got the kitchen here, granted, probably about 40,000.
40,000, and the property's in the area of close to 400,000 on the house. So Atlanta is a hot market. I mean, this is in New York. How much would this house be?
800 to $1 million.
800 to $1 million.
Well, that's Jersey, New York. It's probably 1.5, 2 million.
Wow. All right. Well, we're going to look at more properties in Atlanta. Don't forget, we got a seminar in Atlanta. We'd love to see you guys and see if we can make some money in Atlanta. What up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
Flipping in, Jay.
And this is another property that we just closed on. All right. Now, this is a club, a nightclub, and 2 units on top. But we're not going to keep this club.
No.
Nah.
Converted into 2 apartments.
Converted to 2 apartments. So this is going to wind up being a 4-family building.
Plus the bonus.
And there's a bonus apartment. So that's 5 for this one. Now this one we picked up for how much?
We got this for 240.
240. How much work does it need to convert and everything?
That's we'll probably spend about 30,000. Not that much.
Even with the conversion?
Yeah, because one of the apartments are already rented. Pretty much the store. We'll put up some walls, and that's pretty much it.
You heard that. There you go. This is a club with 2 units that we turned into 5 units. That's gonna bring how much in rent roll?
Probably see here almost 5,000.
That's 5,000. You see, this is a home run. And this is what we're talking about. Property, property, property. I'll see you at our next real estate seminar. Detroit, Atlanta, and then back in New Jersey. Peace. What up, y'all? It's DJ MV.
Flipping in, Jay.
We had another house, and today nobody called the cops on me. I went to a crib last week, and the neighbor called the cops. Said I looked like I was vandalizing the house. Well, we don't care about that now because we actually won this property. We got this off of auction.com. Paid $230 for it.
Yep.
It's worth about what?
$390.
$390. It's a 2-unit with a finished attic and a finished basement, so it's definitely a home run. Great property. Needs about $30,000 to $40,000 worth of work. I would go inside, but they got some new plastic clear stuff inside. But we gotta wait for somebody to come open it up. But this is a good one, man. Comps is good. Everything looks good. Doesn't need much work on the outside, and that's what it's all about. So the rent roll will be about how much you think?
About 4,000.
About $4,000 a month, which is great.
Yep.
If you want to learn more about real estate, I want to see you at the seminars, man. Whether you're at Charlotte, you're in New Orleans, which is this week, LA or Chicago, be there. Click the link in our bio. We'll see you this week. Now, we took a week off, vacation, and just chilling with family. Now we're back at it. Now we're in New Jersey. Now this home is a 3-bedroom.
Yep.
What is it going for? 180?
180.
And the houses in the market are going for
About 450. We're in Bergen County. Good school system. This house doesn't need that much work. The only thing I don't like, it feels a little congested.
real close.
We gotta figure out a way of maybe knocking down the wall or something to give that open layout that everybody likes.
Yeah, we just got to figure out what to do. It seems like it's a home run. I mean, if you turn around, show that wall right there. This is a real outside wall. So I don't know what we can knock down there. And then the construction before us was a little shaky, like as you can see. I don't know if that's a paper bag. That is a paper bag. Okay, well, we'll see.
That guy right there, he has vision.
He has vision.
He's an innovator.
All right, well, this is what we're looking at. I'm going to take you around the house. If you want to learn more about flipping, about renting, about
Hey guys, we need y'all help. Please donate to #Billionaire Charlie to support the family at this time of need, man. We really thank y'all for watching all my videos and supporting me each and every day. And we just ask for your support today. Don't forget to go to the description box and just continue to support.